So last summer I went backpacking with a group of 5 friends to the Wind River Range in Wyoming. And here's the Wind River Range. It takes about 4 days of walking just to get to the middle of it. And then you're 4 days from any road, any chance of someone coming to help you.
I'm going out west just soon as I'm able, and I was kinda hoping you might come along.
The launch point was this town called Pinedale. It was really important to plan our supplies, plan our food, and plan our route because we were going into this wilderness. And we were going to be relying on ourselves for the next 7 days.
I dream of a trailer in Bosler, Wyoming, with tires on the roof.
I went with my friend Tom, and Tom was my freshman year roommate in college. And backpacking is just a great time to talk and spend time together. And
I still wanted to try and spec.
And when it rained, we could make coffee in the vestibule and talk about geology and language and human relationships.
Guess on elevation. 9,000. Oh, sorry. Damn it.
The pack I carried weighed 20 pounds without food and 30 pounds with food. And that was actually a lot for me. I found myself struggling in the first couple days.
Do the fairies live here?
Along with Tom, we traveled with these 4 badass women. And everyone contributed in this really fun and unique way to this dynamic of the group. So that's Birch on the left, singing The Hills Are Alive. And she was this naturalist. She just knew every plant or every little flower that we stepped on. And she could tell us about it. This one is called Elephant Head. And if you look closely, you can see why. It looks like little purple elephant heads. And this beautiful kind of sunset orange one is called Indian Paintbrush. And we found these wild onions and we could put them in our meals. So it was summer, but we really had to prepare for all types of weather. We were at high altitude, storms could come in fast, and one day it hailed. Here's Maria.
Okay.
She was doing this program I didn't even know existed where you can study to be a medical doctor, but then also get a PhD at the same time at Stanford, and she was studying virology. But this being the summer of 2020, it was really cool to learn from her all about the immune system and vaccines.
And dirty-faced children, come 10, come 20, fruit of our loins.
Oh, there's Georgia. Georgia's Tom's fiance. She's coming over to get a hug. Georgia's a physical therapist, and so if we had any aches and pains at the end of the day, she could show us some stretches that were really good for it. She could help give us suggestions on ergonomic ways of moving or just to distribute the weight of our packs. She was like the group body protector, making sure everyone's body was healthy and safe and good working condition. Oh, that's Aaliyah. Aaliyah is a lawyer. She was a prosecutor in Cheyenne, Wyoming. She's also this huntress. She told us that she hunted antelope on her bicycle. She would ride out on the prairie on her bicycle and shoot an antelope and drag it behind her on her bicycle back to the road.
I got a fish!
She taught us how to fish. She'd show us where the brook trout were. I'd be like, Aaliyah, how do you know the brook trout is there? She'd be like, I don't know. I can't explain it. I just know. She just knew.
Horseshoes and stray cats on Sunday. Yes, I dream of Bosler when I close my
Tom is a geologist, and so we'd be walking by rocks all day, and we'd be like, Tom, why is that rock here? And he'd be like, well, actually, it's because it's a glacial moraine. And he'd give you all this information that was too much information, but it was great because we were just walking and there was nothing else to do but listen, and some of it sunk in. So we're at high altitude, and most of the time you'll be okay at high altitude drinking the water, but we filtered all our water because you don't want to get Giardia. Giardia really messes up your whole month. Trust me, I know.
hideaway mattress that lives in the couch.
This is some food we ate.
And I dream of a trailer in Bosler, Wyoming, with tires on the roof, dear, and you by my side.
We didn't meet a lot of people out here. We camped at this huge basin, and one night we saw another group of people kind of way over on the other side of the basin. And then the next morning we met these guys. These guys came through our camp to say hi, and they were definitely not on the lightweight backpacking tip.
I don't think so.
Navigating was on us. There was some marked trails in some places, but oftentimes we just had to use our maps
I think it might be.
Because it really
There's
has
a-
sort of the...
and our altimeter and our compass and kind of put our heads together to figure out how to get where we intended to go.
Device connected.
These are called cairns. They're stacks of rocks, and they mark the trail. This is a bird.
Breakfast, I dream of Bosler when I
Those look like sharp claws. Maybe it was a domestic dog, but we think it might have been a wolf. It was pretty big. We also saw lots of elk and deer tracks. It's kind of hard to see in this picture, but this looks like a deer track. And it's hard to capture the scale of this place with this camera, but you feel small. You feel really small among these mountains.
And I was kinda hoping you might come along.